I want to preface this video by saying this. I don't have the answers as to why Cloud9 fired LS. I don't have insider knowledge, nor do I want to speculate on the reasons for that decision. I am simply going to reflect on how beautiful these 2 weeks were, when the whole West would tune into the LCS stream just to see C9 do what no other team wanted to do. Innovate.
What is this draft, bro? Holy shit, LS has arrived. LS has arrived.
I remember those late nights, laying in my bed, and waiting for the Cloud9 game after watching the LEC. Being a fan of his ever since I started watching League, I wanted to see LS ideas turned into reality. I wanted him to silence the doubters, to show how close-minded the players and coaches have become. I wanted him to prove that his theories were more than just speculations, and prove his ideas he did. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. This is a story about how for 2 weeks we've all become part of the Church of LS. On the 1st of December 2021, we got the official announcement about Nick DeCesare joining Cloud9 as the team's head coach. By this point, LS has become an incredibly influential figure in the league's esports scene. He was known to work with pro players privately to help them improve and share his thoughts about how the game should be played. His battle to convince people about Liandry's Torment's superiority over Luden's Echo earned him the nickname Liandry's Salesman. This combination of memes and valuable insight is what made everyone want to see him coach a team in a major region. And he wasn't just being thrust into a random team, he was given the freedom to basically assemble the roster he wanted, while of course staying within the budget. He was the driving force behind bringing in Summit, Winsome and Berserker from Korea into the roster, and convincing Fudge to swap to mid lane. There is a reason why everybody dubbed the team the Church of LS. It was his vision manifested, and we are all eagerly waiting to see the results. The full roster was as follows. In the top lane, Summit, who previously played for Live Sandbox in the LCK. Jungle, American legend, Blabber. Mid lane, Fudge, previously a top laner, whom at the time LS considered to be one of the best Western players. ADC, Berserker, previously playing for T1's Academy. And support, Winsome, a Korean rookie who LS thought had a lot of potential. On paper, the team was stacked, and all that was left was for players to prove their skill on stage. Thus, we moved to their first weekend. Cloud9's first opponent was going to be Golden Guardians. I swear to God, I don't remember the last time I was this excited to see the pick and ban phase. C9 picking Ivern and then sitting him in the mid lane was literally a dream come true for every LS enjoyer. Well, they were of course facing Golden Guardians, an unremarkable team even for NA standards, so them winning was the expected outcome. Still, it made for a great debut, as the Church won swiftly in 26 minutes.
They'll take that Baron buff all the way to the Nexus and take Golden Guardians down.
Drafting double enchanters meant that GG's team comp could never deal enough damage to even threaten killing C9 members when they were grouped. And while it seemed close at first, the comp div was just too big. Now on to Sunday. C9's next game was against Evil Geniuses. Again, after a banger draft we end up with a surprise in the mid lane. This time it's Fudge Factor on Soraka. The gold was close until the Elder Drake fight, after which C9's gold lead would only grow further and further. With the insane value provided by the Enchanter and Berserker's performance on Aphelios, there wasn't much that EG could do to delay the inevitable. The Church ends the weekend going undefeated.
Are gonna end their first week of the regular season here with no losses. They'll take down EG.
On 11th of February, we received a peek behind the scenes in the form of a YouTube video documenting Church 9's first weekend in the LCS. There, we learned that the impressive 2-0 result was achieved in spite of the team only being together for a few days. Despite the language barrier, as the Koreans' English wasn't great back then, they managed to stay competitive and assure all fans that everything is going according to plan. This week, C9 was served its first loss after a series of mechanical errors lead us to losing to Team Liquid. Even then, the team still looked good, therefore not making us fans lose any hope about the team's future. That game, our unconventional pick was Cartus Jungle, which sadly turned out to be quite unremarkable in the hands of Blabber. Then on Sunday we faced Immortals, and repeating the double enchanter pattern, C9 played Zillion mid with Karma support. Again, the Church comes out victorious, making their score 3-1 after 2 weeks. Everything seems to be going just according to plan. Hype for the LCS has never been bigger, and literally everyone talks about Cloud9's innovative drafts. Their regular season games against EG and TL were 3rd and 5th most watched games that split. The hype was rightfully there, and it was supported by good performance. Man, I sure can't wait for the games next week. On the 19th of February, as the team appears on the stage, LS is nowhere to be seen. Minutes before the start of their game versus CLG, Cloud9 announces on Twitter that LS has been fired, without specifying the reason. I think everyone thought it's a joke at first, because there was no way a team would fire the man who basically built the team and just had 2 successful weeks. It was genuinely unbelievable, but that was the reality we were faced with. And the saddest part? The creative drafts were nowhere to be seen. Cloud9 went straight back to drafting standard team comps, effectively bringing back the status quo. All the hype disappeared immediately. We weren't watching C9's games anymore. We were waiting for someone to tell us what happened that week. On 22nd, we were supposed to be given some answers, but all we ended up with was a 3-minute long PR statement that effectively told us absolutely nothing. This is where the story of Church 9 sadly ends, leaving us only with more questions and many what-ifs. What did LS do that provoked the team to release him right before their game? Was he rightfully judged? Was it a fault on C9's management side? What if he didn't leave? What if the team made Worlds? Would they be able to challenge the Eastern teams? How far could they go? All of these questions and speculations will forever remain just that. Questions and speculations. I know that not everyone is a fan of LS, but during these 2 weeks, I feel like we all wanted to believe in Cloud9. Everyone wanted them to show the world that there is another way to play League of Legends, that the West is capable of great things. And yet, for many Western fans, Nick's stay at C9 is nothing more but another painful memory. A sad reminder of what could have been, yet never will.